Hello and welcome to this tutorial about how to have clean hands. The first golden tip to have clean hands is don't get your hands dirty in the first place. Now, a good rule of thumb is to never touch any surface area that you wouldn't also touch with your dick. So you may be thinking, well, the only thing that I touch with my dick is my hand. And well, exactly. You may also be thinking, well, what if I don't have a dick? First of all, stop lying, and second of all, if that's the case, then you should really be watching different types of videos because there are more pressing matters for you. So click away from this video and start watching some videos on how to close the gender wage gap, how to not be viewed as a sex object, and how to stop being ill every single month. So, assuming that you've done everything in your power that you can to keep your hands clean, but sometimes you can't really help it. You have to touch something that isn't your dick and get them dirty. Now what do? Well, of course, you turn on the faucet, and no, that is the first mistake. See what I did there? I grabbed the faucet with my entire hand, with my fingers. Then if you wash your hands and they're nice and clean, you turn the faucet off. And now what have you done? You have touched a surface area that has been contaminated with your dirty hand. Once you had opened this faucet with your dirty hand, that faucet became as dirty, that handle, as your hand previously was. So it does not matter how well you clean this, if you then grab this entire thing again to close the faucet, then you've lost. You've got shit hands now. Every surface that you touch with your dirty hands, assume that it becomes as dirty as your hands were at that moment. So what do? Well, as you should always be doing, but also in this case, you should try to touch this faucet with your dirty hands as little as possible. So what I like to do is use the back of my hand or even my wrist to open it. Then you wash your hands and stuff, and then you may think, okay, now I close it like this. No, wrong. Once again, shit hands. What has happened? You assumed that every other person on this planet, who uses this faucet at least, is as clean as you are, does the same thing as you do. But they don't. Other people do not take hygiene as seriously as you do, and they freaking touch that faucet with their shit hands. And even though you prevent contaminating it, it has already been contaminated long before you got here. So once you turn the faucet off like that, once again you've got shit hands. So always turn on the faucet with the back of your hand or your wrist, or preferably even your elbow. Wash your hands and then turn it back off again with the back of your hand. Now, assuming that you've been following along this far, we'll get to the actually washing your hands part. So first of all, you turn on the faucet correctly. Then you grab a liberal amount of soap. No one pump, man. You don't be a one pump chump. Do at least 4 pumps. Do a preliminary wash by focusing on the bigger areas of your hand and wash your hands like that. Now you've only gotten the worst parts of filth that are visible of your hand, but as we have discovered in the 17th century, there's a world of microorganisms that are also on your hand that are not directly visible. So this is not enough. The soap has gone away off your hands way too soon, way too quickly. You need to go in again and get some more soap. So, once again, don't be a one pump chump. Liberal amounts of soap, and now really start washing. You need to really scrub your hands. You need your fingertips to scratch the inside of your hand like this to really get soap under your fingernails. You need to then work to the rest of your fingers like this, from fingertips to the rest of your fingers, and then to the rest of your hand, the inside and the back of your hand. And you really need to want to have some soap clearly visible on your hands. Otherwise, you've not been scrubbing enough. Scrub, okay? Like Willy Wonka. Scrub. Then you clean it off. And then you're not yet done, because you need to do the final adjustments now. Because what have you been doing all this time? You've been getting soap by touching this surface area with your thumb finger, thereby contaminating it. So this thumb has been pretty dirty relatively to the rest of your hand. So what do? You go in one more time for some soap, liberal amounts once again, and now you only focus on mainly cleaning the thumb that has been dirtied. This is the last round you do, and only mainly clean that thumb. Really get in there. If you're not making it sound like good pussy, you're not doing it right. and then rinse off. Now, you're going to want to spend a lot of time rinsing all the soap off of your hands if you're going to be applying these methods, because it makes your hands pretty dry otherwise. Then cracks in the skin start to occur if you don't wash all the soap off correctly and completely, and the skin barrier on your hands will weaken, thereby even increasing your chances of getting dirty hands and such. Now, you have clearly washed your hands correctly. You turn off the faucet with the back of your hand, and then you're done. Now, I should mention, when you clean your hands in a public bathroom, you should not be using any blowers or towels, because assume that other people have touched those and that they've been contaminated. So those are shit blowers and shit towels. Only use either paper towels, or if they don't have that, let your hands dry on the air, or more realistically, use your own clothing, because you know at least what that clothing of yours has touched. And that's basically it. Now you know that when you touch your dick with your hand, you won't be getting yourself an STD. So thank you for watching, and until next time, bye bye. And get some more soap.